Well, hello there. I'm Titsu, and welcome to my channel, where we sit down and talk about things in Wuthering ways, aka woo-wah. So grab a seat and let's begin. In today's episode, we are having a short conversation about gateways, or as many players have noted as Fantasy of 1,000 Gateways, but let's just call it gateways from now on, and the upcoming new Illusive. Spoiler alert, there will be some tiny leaks about an upcoming new Illusive, but I will try my best not to show all of them, just the necessary ones, since I don't want to spoil the fun out of everyone with leaks. Illusive. Remember that name? Probably only the OGs remember it. We haven't had Illusive in like long wow, ever since what? Patch 1.3, 1.4 something? And it's definitely due for a comeback. I really need a strong dose of Illusive injected straight into my vein right freaking now. When Gateways launched or first introduced, everyone thought that it was the new Illusive game mode, but honestly, it doesn't really quite hit the mark. Sure, Gateway is still a roguelike game mode like IR, but is it really though? To me, it feels more like a glorified Tacit Field, or Echo Farming on steroid, than a true successor to Illusive. Your team and echoes still matter, to some extent. Gateway lacks that mid and progression feeling the Illusive had, where you could really live out the fantasy of what if Kuro didn't hold back and went all out with every resonator. OG players will definitely remember these. Jinshi cosplaying Dio's time-stopping everything. Chang Li, or as I like to call her Chan Babe, with her infinite true sight. Chisha turn into a machine gun with nuke dodge counter-attack. Baichu dropping non-stop optical strikes. Haochi become unkillable with all her shield and parries. Law accurate shorekeeper nuking everything with her butterflies. And most of all, the most notorious 1 HP run Danjin, resetting Illusive over and over again just because the white cat kept giving you Memphis or Crowless. And yes, you heard that right. I literally called him Memphis because back then he was just a meme. And the list goes on. Oh, and who could forget the big bag scary bosses at the end of level 5 or level 6 Illusive, where you finally have a chance to unleash your Illusive build to their fullest potential, or just basically die because the bosses can just one-shot you. Gateways though, it doesn't have that. It feels more like a sneak peek of what we might get in the future version of Illusive, if it ever returns. And yes, it will return sooner than you think. Or more like, Gateway just had the level of a scrap of the old Illusive. In Gateways, your characters are basically still them, just with overpowered buffs. Nothing really changes about the way they play, or the way they behave. That's probably why many players completely forget Gateways exists. It just doesn't leave a strong impression, and it doesn't scratch that itch. But with that being said, Gateways isn't a bad game mode at all, it's just different. Definitely don't compare it to Illusive, they serve different purposes. I realized this right away after a couple runs when it first launched. And did you know that you have a higher chance of getting more than just 6 Echo XP tubes in Gateways than in Tacit Field? I have had multiple runs where I got 7 or even 8 tubes, compared to the usual 6 from the normal Tacit Field. The Echo selection boxes are also great when you're unsure which Echo set to farm. You can just spend all your weight plate and stack them up in your bag for later usage, instead of manually scrolling through the Echo list to lock or discard stuff. You see, these are the pros of doing Gateways. It's an all-in-one Tacit Field on steroid. Now, let's talk a little bit about the upcoming new Illusive. According to these trustworthy leaks, the new version will introduce some really exciting mechanics, one of them being every character now will have an affiliation based on their story, roles, and attributes. Depending on who you pick, you will receive related buff or mechanic on top of the usual enhancement and upgrade. You know what that means? That means I have to go out my way again to update my Illusive RAM spreadsheet all over again when it drops. And yes, back then, I have a whole spreadsheet about Metaphor, Man Echo Pick, its Resonator enhancement and upgrade, and even build 2. Now that I know Illusive RAM will come back, I both feel excited, but also scared. Scared because of making guides and videos are gonna be a lot and very, very time consuming. But hey, that is my goal for the channel. Illusive RAM deep dives and some fancy on the side. Or at least I will try to overcome my laziness and upload as frequent as possible. Until the Illusive RAM come back, I'll be covering the bare bones content of Gateway, everything about lucid dreams, all the dreamscape books, 7 of them, and how to make the most out of them. And that's all for now. Goodbye!